Hi there, everybody. It's Cassie. How you doing? A lot of people ask about what pose user that I use. um, but I use a pose adjuster called Anypose. I have the Anypose Basic, which also lets me control other people's poses. I think the only downside of that is they also need to have poses that they adjust if I want it to look a bit more fluid and not as stiff. I do feel like any pose and anime on their own can be extremely stiff, but I also feel like with any normal pose that you already have, it can also help you unstiffen any pose and make it look a little bit more realistic. So, by the way, I'm wearing Moon and Vanilla Bay for my clothing today, including the collar, the panties, and the top. But I'm just going to show you a simple way on how to make a pose work. I do have a pose ball. My friend made it. That's all I ever use. You can also just use a normal pose stand. And if you hear people in the background, those are my inconsiderate roommates that decided to still be loud even though I told them I'm blogging. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, so let's go up to our poses. And I'm going to use one of my favorites, which are infinity poses. The ones I use the most are infinity, body language, Fox City, and Le Poppycock and OOO Studio. So we are going to go up. This is one of my favorites. It's Good Girl, 8 static poses. Play in world. Totally thought I signed out of this. And here we go. So this pose looks really good, but there are moments where it looks a little stiff. Like I feel like I am wearing the slink point feet, by the way. I just like how it looks much more when you're on your knees, like kneeling. I think it looks more realistic. And I'm wearing Skinnery Skin, so today I went and got the Slink Omega hands and feet applier in the skin tone. Alrighty, so this is Good Girl. And again, it looks good right here, right? It looks pretty fluid, but how can we make it a bit more like original in ourselves? So first off, I'm going to turn off my AO because it gives me weird hands sometimes. And I'm going to open up my Anypose right here. And there's different things you can mess with on the Anypose. It's really cool. And including the Anypose updated, so even bento works now for the hands. So you can even spread them, I believe. Yep, relaxed. It works with both, though. You can't do one or the other. Which I think that's pretty cool, though, is that they even have this. It'd be cool if I could also turn. There we go. You just click this to turn it off. You can also move your eyes if you want to. Works there as well. And I don't remember if the faces work. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think so. I think that's still just with the normal system head. But with our pose, this is what I always focus on because I can use other stuff for expressions and hand movements. We have our head, we have our shoulders, neck, torso, two different spots for one to turn and then the other one to go up and down. We have our elbows, we have our hands, our hips, knees, and feet. And then we also have ways where we can turn them. So when you click on them, like the shoulder right here, we're actually going to move our elbow first. This is our right elbow. So if we're looking at it, it looks like the left, but it's our right. Like if you're looking at a back shot. And we are going to lift that right up. Let's also move up our elbow a bit. It does take a little bit of finagling to know which way to go for it. Like I believe the right side will have everything move how it would look on here, and then on the left side it's opposite, like mirror version. And there we go. That already looks better. Just kind of putting it in the hair. And I'll lower this a little bit. And we can go around. I use Control Alt and hold down on my trackpad to cam around. Makes it a little bit easier instead of trying to use this. I mean, it works, but you don't get as much detail and clarity. Okay, let's move this arm now too. Why did I say detail and clarity? That's not what I meant. You have like an easier way of moving around. It's a lot more flexible and easier to adjust and figure out where you want to go. So with this one, I am just going to lift up my hand a little bit. See, yeah, it's opposite. See, it's going out instead of up when I'm using the left arrow. I wonder if I even have my mouse on here. Do I? Okay, yeah, I do. Cool. And finally, I'm just going to lower my head. And normally it sets it like completely to default the moment you click on something, so you will have to adjust it quite a bit. And then let's move our eyes a little bit. There we go. But yeah, it's a pretty simple um, HUD to use. It's pretty easy to use. If you ever do the live, you'll res out a pose stand with it. Or this is live what you're using, but if you want to res out a pose stand, click res, and then you can. Wow, my phone's going insane. You can click the first pose stand that you want, and that'll help you control it. I wonder why it's not resing though. Res. No res while seated, of course. Okay. Let's stand up then, lose our pose, and then resing. Please wait. This is the pose stand that you can use. And let's let that res in. If you ever have an animation that you want to go back to and you're worried it might reset, just click Save Pose. And it'll also, you gotta go back to live, Save Pose, and then it'll also replay the pose that you just used, and you can paste it and it'll work again. Let's go back to res. And where'd it go? Oh my gosh, it's gonna drive me insane. Okay, again, here it is. If you want to res another stand, pick a different number and step away from this spot before. Okay. Res in. I normally don't like to use these. Like most people I know have Anime or Anypose, so it's not a big deal. It'd be nice if this resed in though. That'd be awesome. Normally there's like a little metal plate at the bottom. But again, with this one now, you're able to create your whole new pose, or you can use one of your own. But the only difference with this is now you can also control the pelvis too, which you normally couldn't before. Maybe I'm wrong. And you can also now turn you sideways, upside down, rotate. You have a lot more like access to it. I thought I could change my stomach, but I guess I'm wrong. Good to know. Here, let's just try a few things and see how they turn out. Show you how it looks when you move stuff. See, you can move all your joints just like you normally would for a photo. It's almost like making your own pose, any pose, right? Other things that you can do, you can reset your joints. If you ever don't like how this pose turned out, it'll start you back off from the beginning. And then if you ever need help with things that I can't answer as well, you can click the help button and it has all the different things you can do. Set hip height, set avatar height above the ground level, enable joint, animates this joint in uploaded BVH files. So if you get the super expensive Anypose, you can also upload animations and use that. Disable joint, don't animate this joint in the uploaded BVH files or live. Reset joints, return all joints to default positions, save pose, chat replayable pose in local chat, save frame, chat BVH frame data to local chat, hide show, so you can also show or hide the selected stand. So let's hide. There we go. Show. What else do we have? Hide all, you can hide all the pose stands out. Show all, you can show all the pose stands. Unsit, forces avatar on the selected stand to stand up. WWV BVH, oh, it takes you to the website. And also save if you want to save it to the BVH. That's only if you have that certain HUD though. I just have the basic. Then up here you can shrink it, you can expand it, you can minimize it, you can close it. These right here revert selected joints to last save. Here is mirror arms or legs. So if you want to have, let's say, this arm right here, you want it to have it on this arm too. That mirrors it right there. think this lets you do it on both. Maybe not. Yeah, no. Mirror entire body and rotation. Okay, so it would do all of the body with that one. Select live and pose without a stand. 1 through 9. Select which pose stand you wish to communicate with. Res a pose stand at your current location. In WL, select world or local rotation and movement. So if you don't want people to see what you're doing, you can just do local. But that's it. I just wanted to show you guys Anypose. This was a quick little video, and I wanted to show you how I do my posing every day. I hope you guys like it. All right, bye.